broadcast. It is now time for our daily English Flash News edition, and I am Daniel Cook, your host, pleased to bring you a translated version of the Albanian news in a language that you can understand it. The World Bank has optimistic forecasts for Albania, but they feel that more attention must be paid to the country's debt level. The World Bank has said that the removal of the 300 kilowatt protective tier in the electricity sector is a step forward, but the results will still be insufficient to cover the costs. The World Bank economist Hilda Shiaku said that the economy was strengthened in 2014 despite the crisis. She said that the economic growth in 2014 was at 2.1% and that in 2015 it will be stronger. According to her, the lending situation is better than it was, but improvement is still needed. She also said that unemployment for the women and youth is still a problem. The World Bank has praised the action by the government in the energy sector. The director for Southeastern Europe, Ellen Goldstein, had this to say: "The operation in the energy sector is necessary. It is very important that the citizens understand that they must pay for their energy and follow the law. The balancing of costs is a good idea, and we support it. This is a good step for the Albanian government," said Goldstein. The World Bank estimates that while there are positive indicators, the growth in the region has been weak, and it's insufficient to improve the standard of living. The International Monetary Fund has lowered its forecast for global economic performance over the course of the next 2 years. The IMF now expects the global economic growth to be at 3.5% this year, rather than the initial figure of 3.8% that was predicted back in October. The forecast for 2016 has also been reduced, and it is estimated at 3.7%. This lowering of expectations is despite the sudden increase in the global economy after the decrease of oil prices in many countries. The IMF expects that many negative factors will be affecting the economy and that investments will be down as a result. The IMF does expect further recovery for the Eurozone, but the increase is not going to be significant. The growth forecast for the Eurozone is 1.2% for this year and 1.4% for 2016. For the European Central Bank, deflation is an immediate priority. The Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta has departed for an official visit to our neighboring country of Macedonia. He was received there by the Macedonian Speaker, and he was invited to speak for the Macedonian Parliament. He requested the implementation of the Ohrid Agreement, as it demonstrates the region's will to move toward Europe. Meta also urged the Albanians in Macedonia to become more politically involved. He said, "Assessing the progress so far, we encourage a proportional budget division and a greater participation by the Albanians. Unequal investments need to be mitigated in order to create more harmony," he said. Meta also said that relations between the two parliaments need to be strengthened and cooperation should be increased. Mr. Meta spoke about the idea of an Albanian-Macedonian railway line, considering this to be a very important priority. The Prime Minister of Albania has addressed a personal letter to all the Albanians that will be receiving pension plans. The Prime Minister has detailed some of the aspects of the new pension plan. In the letter, the Prime Minister ranks the benefits that the pensioners will have under the new pension plan, which has already been in force since January 1st. Mr. Rama informed the pensioners that the new pension plan will not affect their rights in any way, and that the new formula is going to be implemented only for those who are retiring after January. Rama also writes that those who contribute more to social insurance will have higher pensions. He asked for cooperation in fighting illegality and informality in the social insurance program. Prime Minister Rama called on the pensioners to encourage their kids to pay their social insurance and not to work under the table, so that they can receive a pension when they eventually retire. One of the most remote municipalities of Kukis has been completely snowed in, and the residents have been unable to travel in or out. The Aren community is quite isolated, and now it is cut off from the town of Kukis because of heavy snowfall. The chairman of the city council says that clearing out the snow and ice would be almost impossible, as it is over a meter thick in many places, and the roads are not very accessible. Meanwhile, he says, emergency situations will have to be dealt with by helicopter. The Civil Emergency Department also says that opening the way to Aren would be nearly impossible. The commune of Aren is one of the most remote areas under the responsibility of Kukis, and it has now been isolated since December because of mountain roads and heavy snow. If a solution is not found, the roads may stay blocked until April. A petition has been signed by all those doctors who do not approve of the ministry's new testing initiative. There are 300 signatures on the petition at this current point, and there are 500 expected. The cardiologist Petition Vargu says that there is no need for the nation's doctors to be tested, as they are tested every day by the patients. The Health Syndicate is also against this decision, saying that the ministry is trying to remove the professionals and substitute them with their own militants. The Ministry of Health has officially said that the decision has already been made and it cannot be changed. The specifics of the testing plan will be released at a later date. The petition will be sent to President Buyar-Nishani, to the Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta, to the Prime Minister Edi Rama, to the Ombudsman Igli Totazani, to the Minister of Education Lindita Nicola, to the Health Minister Ilir Becai, and to the Parliamentary Commissions of Health and Education. Ora News has asked the Ministry of Health about this initiative, and they responded that the decision is already made and that it will serve to check the maturity of the healthcare situation in the country. They claim that no doctors will be removed based upon the results of this test. The 65th International Film Festival in Berlin is going to feature a film from one of Albania's very own filmmakers. In total, there are 22 films in the program that will be vying for the Golden Bear Awards. Albania is going to compete with the movie Burnashat, which is based on a novel by Elvira Donas. The movie was directed by the Italian director Laura Bispuri. The co-producer of the movie, Sabina Kodra, says that the movie took 3 years to complete. She says that the director chose to use an Italian actress to play the lead role of an Albanian Highlander girl. According to her, the role was played perfectly, and the Italian actress spoke in flawless Albanian. The movie will compete in the Berlin International Film Festival on the 12th of February. The festival will span the 10 days between February 5th and February 15th. The director of the National Theatre of Opera and Ballet has also expressed concerns about the conditions of the theater. A few days ago, the artists conveyed their distress about the conditions and requested that more of the ticket sales should go to the theater's budget. The next concert at the theater will be held on the 23rd of January, and the director feels that the condition of the premises is not good enough to adequately prepare. She is backing up the artists in their request that more funding be invested in the building. The concert on the 23rd will feature the music of Mozart as well as several other famous composers. That is all our news for this evening. Thank you for watching. Please join us again tomorrow at the same time for more Albanian news in English right here on Ora News. Thanks and good night.